Oh, my friends, my relatives, my loved ones, people of the world, I'd like to share a few words, not just my perspective, but also share some wisdom and knowledge of these days. They are calling this a pandemic. It may very be so. Us Indians, Native people, it's a repeat of history. The only difference is we are not alone this time. There are many of you that have been following the Red Road, have been following the prayers and the way of praying through the inipi, through the sun dance, through all the ceremonies that Native people have been provided. Even our Native people have been affected by this new disease. If I was to be able to sit down with the ancestors, sit down with some of the great chiefs of the past, and ask them their thoughts, they would probably look at me and say, "Grandson, this is what we have been telling you." And I think about that. Like the famous quote from one of the great chiefs, when the last fish is in the waters, the last tree is removed from the earth. Only then will man realize he will not be able to eat his money. I'm just quoting after the memory. I'm not sure fully of those words. But those are the words that stand out to me in this time. What has carried our people through these times of crisis was faith. We had to have faith because we knew there was another generation coming. And our ancestors, our relatives of the past knew there was another generation coming. As today, there is still another generation coming. What kind of world have we prepared for them? We look at the events that are taking place around the world. People have fear in their hearts. And that fear is causing irrational behavior. Many are going to the supermarkets, the stores, and they're buying much food, more than they need, all for themselves. Fear causes many things. You know, I'm not exempt from social media. I read, I listen to social media, and I see what is happening. As people of the heart, this is our time. It is our time to unite, to understand the true definition of unification, to understand the true definition of family, to understand the true definition of communication. For we have forgotten how to talk to each other. We have forgotten how to speak with our children, speak with our companions. Yes, there is a pandemic. Yes, there is the reality of fear, and there's the reality of people are going to die. I may be one of those. But I do not want to die with fear in my heart. I want to die with faith. I'm not looking at my death because I don't want death. I want to live. This is what we all want. We want to live. But how do we live? We tried living one way, and you can see it has not worked too greatly. Our people, we lived one way. We only knew one way. But we were given another way, and we had to adapt. And so we did. We adapted through many different ways, by learning the language, by practicing your belief, by carrying on the values, not the values of our people. I encourage you to hear the words of the ancestors, to light your fires, to pray, protect your family, protect your home. Do not live in fear, for fear has a spirit, just like this illness. Sickness has a spirit. Our native people, we recognize the spirit in all things, good, bad. So we talk, we communicate. They communicate back to us. And we listen. Because in all things of life is our Creator. Only one Creator. Just like we have divided people, we divide the Creator. This is not a time for denominational debate. Whose belief is stronger? This is a time for faith. A time for you to have faith in what you believe in. But remember, there is only one Creator. And that one Creator is watching over all of us, watching over you. Take the steps that are needed. Quarantine. But do not make the quarantine a negative thing for yourself. For many, it's going to be difficult because all you know is how to work in your office, in your workplace. You know how to speak to your children, but you only can speak to them like your co-workers. They are your children. They need to know. Our children, they are watching you, watching your reaction. And as we all know, children learn through observation. And if they see mommy and daddy living in panic, they too will fear. See, the disease that we face is a real disease. And we know that many diseases create other diseases. Fear has become a disease. And we are becoming sick through our own fear. Do not stop living. Do not stop your life. This is Creator giving us an opportunity to once again learn how to be a loving person, a person with generosity, a person with compassion. If you do not know what those things are, sit down with your families. Talk about this, what is going on in the world, and how you as an individual household can overcome and not allow the fear to enter into your home. I just want to share these words with you for now. But I will share more at a later time. Thank you.